It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, MarkinsPires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by The Beat Seat.
Joanne, keep the wheeze down. Joanne! Oh! Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Part 2, attempt 2 of the MarkinsPires Show, day 1898 in a row. We're just 2 days away, guys, from 1900 days in a row. This is a very exciting thing for me. I never thought I'd do, 50 days in a row, 100 days in a row. But a challenge was laid out there about 5 days into this program that I couldn't go every day. Nobody wants to see me every day. And the second part may actually be true. We're not really sure yet. But the first part isn't, that I couldn't go every day. No, I very much proved that I can go every day, and I have for 1,898 days in a row. And as of this year, 2024, we are doing 2 shows a day. So let's take this thing to the next level. Continue to help me build it out, spread the word, share, and we have a new channel to share with you today. I'm going to just type the name in here. Yeah, George, my brother. So this, if you guys type in this, and you have to thank Modoc Roughstock for this last night. I believe this is Modoc's idea. This is the new channel. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not it. This is it. Go with that one. Just type that in YouTube. I'll try to get you the link and you guys can subscribe. I'm going to be going live from that new channel, and what we're going to do with this new channel is only woodworking stuff. So building the cutting boards, building beat seats. So that's basically what we have going on right now. Beat seats, we're going to be building all kinds of things, and we'll do it on the Mark Has Wood channel, which you should subscribe to and spread the word. I just put one little clip up earlier showing the Alaskan milling that I did last year in order to get the walnut that I showed you last night for the cutting boards. So pretty cool stuff. Just gonna have a whole new channel just for the woodworking stuff. So whenever I'm doing anything in the shop, I'm gonna put the camera on and we're gonna just film. We'll see what happens with that. You must be working for Bowen. Hilly Billy in the house. How are you, my friend? Harvey, good to see you. Welcome over here on TikTok. We have a very cool Dion sitting here with me. Dion, how are you, my friend? If you can, Rumble, X, or YouTube is where you're going to see the best experience of the show. We're going to talk about this Haiti humanitarian crisis. We'll go through it pretty quickly, guys, because, you know, I don't like to get into negative, but this is some scary stuff, and I just wanted to talk about it so you're aware. I'm aware. I've not read into it. I just saw that the president or the, let me see who it was. Someone just stepped down today. May have been yesterday. And that's scary because law and order, it's gone. There is no more law and order when it comes to Haiti. And we have to figure out, what does that mean? Let's see if I can find it. You know, when you have to shut the computer down because there's issues, now you're trying to find the story, you know? It's like, here we go. The Prime Minister just resigned. Now this is frightening. Law and order collapses. So I want to bring this up. We'll get through it. Zabrowski's something to live for. Good morning. Zabrowsk. Woohoo! Zabrowsk, how do you do it? You show up in the morning and bring a woohoo like that? I got to warm the voice up a little in the morning. Zabrowski goes right to a woohoo. Hope you have your coffee because we're about to get into it. This is the MarkinsPires Show, 1,898 days in a row. Haiti's Prime Minister resigns. What are we doing here, people? You know, it's funny. In the morning, it's like getting everything to wake up is just, it takes longer. My mouth, my lips right now, I'm like, wake up! Wake up! We got a Haiti Prime Minister to do a story on. Oh, goodness. So, this is it. Am I in the way, Joanne? I'm pretty sure I'm in the way of the story. You know, it's times like this, Joanne, where I'd like you to do some work, not just wheeze. Haiti's Prime Minister. He resigns and the law and order collapses. Let's get into this story quickly. Ariel Henry has agreed to resign following weeks of mounting pressure and increasing violence in the impoverished country. It comes after regional leaders met in Jamaica on Monday to discuss a political transition in Haiti. Mr. Henry is currently stranded in Puerto Rico after being prevented by armed gangs from returning home. In a video address announcing his resignation, Mr. Henry urged Haitians to return and remain calm. The government that I am leading will resign immediately after the installation of a transition council, Mr. Henry said. I want to thank the Haitian people for the opportunity I've been granted. I'm asking all Haitians to remain calm and do everything they can for peace and stability to come back as fast as possible. Mr. Henry, who had led the country supposedly on an interim basis since July 2021, following former President Jovenel Moise's assassination, if you guys remember that, he was attacked like a bunch of armed men. This is crazy. So we're going to probably dig a little deeper in this. His wife was just arrested like 3 weeks ago. She was attached to the murder. She had him murdered, essentially. So I didn't look deep into this, but the Moises, whoever it was, Moise, he was assassinated in 2021. His wife is now in jail and being convicted or being, I guess, charged with either being an accomplice, or she's actually the one who navigated and masterminded this entire assassination. We're going to find out. Many Haitians had questioned him governing the country for this long without an elected president. Heavily armed gangs have tightened their grip on the streets of the capital Port-au-Prince and attacked the main prison to help thousands of inmates escape. So guys, they have inmates on the streets in Haiti. You know, you seen this? I got the page unresponsive thing again. What are they doing here with that? The capital of Port-au-Prince and surrounding region is under a month-long state of emergency while a curfew has been extended. Matthias Pierre, a former elections minister in Haiti, broke the news of Mr. Henry's resignation to the BBC's Newsday program before it was confirmed publicly. Gosh, all right, so bottom line, guys, it's scary in Haiti. You don't want to be like, I'm taking a trip and figuring out where should I go. I was thinking maybe the Dominican, but maybe I'll pop over and kick it in Haiti for a couple days. No good. Just keep it to the Dominican. You know what I mean? You don't want to get into the Haiti deal. Now you're in Port-au-Prince. You're part of a gang. You're out there robbing and stealing. This poor guy right here, he's out. He is out. So I got to get away from the negativity news. Let's see what else we have here. You can see I can't even get amplified by it. I'm just like, ugh, you know. I don't want to, again, we're no more politics. You guys know we did yesterday the Boeing story. Whistleblower found dead amid depositions against company. Remember that happened, he did day one of depositions. He goes to his truck and he's found dead in the truck. You know, self-inflicted gunshot wound, really? Here, let me get it this way. Bang, bang, bang. You take that hand and throw it on the gun. Leave the gun right here. You know, I just was sitting in the back seat waiting for him to get in the car. This is like a Goodfellas vibe, you know? The guy got in the car. He's like, I did a good job the first day of depositions. Bang, biggity boo. Guy, let me grab that hand and put it on the gun, and then put the finger on it. Rub the finger on the you know, the trigger, and then I'm gone. I walk out. I grab my, you know, I got my. I'm cleaning off my fingerprints on the way out. You know. You guys know that's how it went down. I mean, right? Second day of depositions never came. He wasn't having some life crisis after the first day, all right? Boeing was. Right? Guys, remember we talked about this $117 billion company. And they can't do the right thing in order for their products to be safe for us to travel from place to place. We should all be like very, very concerned about this. And he was, yeah. No doubt about it. Warden is ousted as FBI raids California women's prison known as the, I can't say that word. How can I say, the Cape Club. Just switch that C at the beginning with an R. The FBI agents raided the federal women's prison because they do it to each other there a lot. We're not going to read that one. That's a little too much, guys. A little too much. Tiki Barber chastises Saquon Barkley for Eagles deal. And Barkley wasn't having it. No, Not having it. If you guys don't know what happened here, the New York Giants are the worst team in the world. You mean you spend your draft pick for a guy who actually does what he's supposed to do. You bring him in to be good. And you bring him in to hopefully be great. And this guy shows signs of greatness. He's very good, shows signs of greatness. And they let him go to the Eagles. So now and you have to understand, when these football players sign these rookie contracts, they are screwed. They're out there, if some of them are dominating, they're making league minimum, rookie contract minimums, and they have to fulfill that contract before they get either the franchise tag or they get traded to another team and they get the payday that Saquon Barkley just got. But for anybody to chastise a guy who's there and he's working out a 3-year deal with the Eagles, okay, let's look into what this was. $26 million guaranteed, a $37.75 million deal. Do you know he made $1.2 million playing for the Giants his last season? This guy's one of the best running backs in the league. And not to saying that that's not a lot of money. That's a lot of money, guys, for us. But for a football player who's making 20, 30 million, some of these guys a year, defensive players are getting 30 million a year. And you got one of the best running backs in NFL, and they won't pay the guy 10 million or 12 million a year. It's like they don't want to spend on running backs anymore. They don't see the value in it, which is weird to me. Anyway, Tiki says, you're dead to us.
And Saquon has already taken to Twitter himself to say thank you to everyone who's shown me love and support over the past 6 years. Forever grateful. Excited for the next chapter. Blue heart emoji. Peace.
Okay, right. Blue heart emoji. I'm looking at
He's dead to us now.
Yeah, say it.
He's dead to us.
Because he won't say it.
You're dead to us, Saquon. Good luck. You're dead to me.
You see? He's dead. Dead. I got to tell you, that's poor form. Just because you stayed with the Giants, they gave you the franchise. Tiki got the franchise. The Giants are sitting there on the sideline wondering how it's going to play out. This guy's one of the best running backs in football. You just sit on the sidelines when you have the best running back or one of them in the football. You're like, you know what? Let's just let him go. We don't want to pay him 12, but you're paying some stupid defensive guy who's coming in. This guy was Josh something, $30 million a year. But you don't want to pay Saquon Barkley what he's worth? Well, the Eagles will. So, and again, now I'm pissed off because I'm a Giant fan, and I liked Saquon Barkley. But what are we supposed to do about that? And this is what Saquon Barkley says back. Tiki Barber, LOL. Yep, you're the prime example of loyalty to a team because the team was loyal to you. He didn't say this part, but I'm saying it. I got the deal I wanted. He wanted that deal with the Giants. He just said it to you right there. I got the deal I wanted. I secured more guaranteed money, which wasn't given to me before. So the Giants weren't even offering him guaranteed money. So if fans are going to hate me for protecting my future, my family, and my finances, because we know football doesn't last forever, and you guys understand that these people run through their money just like everybody else, and a lot of them do it quicker than anybody else because they don't understand how money works. Not like any of us, who, unless we focus on money, understand how money works. But some of these people really don't, and they just blow their money, and they're done in like a year or two after they're out of the NFL, like it's gone. So he's one of the most talented running backs out there. I'm sad he's leaving New York. You know, I don't really care anymore, to be honest, but the New York Giants are always my team. So I'll consider that to be my, favorite team, even though they don't give a crap about me, and, I don't really watch football anymore. But they're still my team. If you said, what football team do you like? I'd be like, the New York Giants. But they got rid of Saquon Barkley. And, what are we doing here, people? You know? So, and you know what's going to happen? They're going to pick up some scrub for $12 million a year. And it's okay. This is what happens with these morons. Either they're going to realize the season's coming and they need a running back, so they go and they get somebody else like a Derrick Henry, one of these other guys for $12 million a year, and they got rid of a guy that could have given $12 million a year to, who was amazing, who was franchise. You franchise this guy. You keep him in there. He's a lifetimer, just like Tiki. So anyway, Tiki, go pound sand. You got the franchise tag. They gave it to you. They kept you. And they showed you that by putting the money on the table, money where their mouth is. This guy is watching out for his family. Got to respect Saquon Barkley for doing the right thing for his family, not for the New York Giants. The New York Giants are going to give a crap about Saquon Barkley in 5 years or 10 years when they're focused on the new generation of football players. You've seen some of these people. I saw Howard Cross walking around the Giants football stadium once. Freaking nobody gave a crap except for the people who knew it was Howard Cross. It's not like the Giants like, guys, Howard Cross, let's give him a ticker tape parade. He's here at the stadium today. No, it's like you're dead to them as soon as you're no use to them. Your playing time has elapsed, and now we're going to just consider you a legend. You're a legend. Right now, Saquon Barkley's 27 years old. He has the ability to play for maybe 5 more years. If he's lucky, he'll get 5 more years in of solid play before they consider him to be too old. And so these guys only get about 10 years. It's very rare you see a Tom Brady playing to 44. You know? A Kurt Warner who comes out at 38 and plays till he's 42 or whatever. It's not often you see it. Aaron Rodgers, what is he, 39 or 40? Like, it's not often. And especially running backs. They go out a lot quicker. Remember Adrian Peterson? Amazing. What happened to him? He's dead to them. You know? What happened to Barry Sanders, my favorite running back of all time? Ridiculous. That's what this guy reminded me of. Saquon Barkley reminds me of Barry Sanders. He's not Barry Sanders. Nobody's Barry Sanders. Have you ever seen Barry Sanders, guys? I gotta just show you this because it's ridiculous. This guy is insane. Barry Sanders. You guys are going to be like, what? No, you can't move like that. Yeah, this motherfucker is like ridiculous. We're watching it. Here we go. Barry Sanders, top 50 most ridiculous.
Get great internet at a great price.
You got to head over to YouTube.
Switch to Frontier Fiber.
Just type in MarkinsPires.
Use Kayak to find the hotel you want
Joanne, can
at
we
the
get
price
these
you want.
commercials out
Download
here?
the Kayak app now.
There's 6 guys on each side of the ball.
Sanders cuts back. Has a little room outside. Here goes Barry Sanders.
He's gone. Aeneas Williams, whoa. 20-0 Washington. Barry Sanders is hurt. Carry in the second half and a big one. He's by one defender inside the 10. Touchdown, Barry Sanders.
I'll get hit with this music.
Hand off Barry. Skirts to the left side. Breaks a tackle. And he will take it in. Touchdown.
I'll bring it down. Maybe we didn't want to do it slower. Look at the way he cuts. So fast. Good luck. Good luck. Oh, you got a face mask on Barry? There's the flip. Okay, let's watch how he cuts it. That dude, he had the worst team. His team was the worst. Look at this. What? He had him. He came out. Let's see. Cut. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, my goodness.
What does Wi-Fi only seems to work in this room?
Rob Schneider's now working
Home Internet.
these commercials.
Oh, I let myself in. Get fast, reliable coverage in every room.
Rob Schneider.
Then you can watch your...
Is that Rob Schneider? Fat Rob Schneider. Right there. You know he's in there doing the news. And this is his wife now. It's multi. You have to have a mix. You can't have any white people. It's so true. I mean, let's just look and see real quick. I just realized that. Let's see. It's not.
Your show's in here.
There's never.
And she's off.
Except him.
Game on down here. Is that how you
That's
say
that's how they do the token white guy.
Up here you can socialize all your media.
Realize that.
Nailed it. And back here for some we time.
Don't you mean me time?
No, you heard me.
No, Rob Schneider.
Switch to 5G home hit.
You know, Rob Schneider's doing it. Barry. He's just a bad dude. I want to see one of these. There's a cut coming. I'll be like, there's no way you can do
Here's
that.
Mitchell. Wide open is Sanders.
Look at this. Look, what? He's just such a sickening dude to see.
Another draw to Barry. Breaks a tackle. 15 to the 10 to the 5. Makes a move. Dive. Touchdown. Lions.
I can't believe he
To
retired
give to Barry
so
Sanders.
early.
Reverses field. 25-20.
He went out on top, though. I'll tell you. Look at this.
And he's going to be wrestled down there.
He's still going. Barry's still going. He's moving those feet.
Swings
I love this guy.
Sanders
Look at this.
The tackle goes down to the 20 to the 15. Here's
cut.
Sanders to the 10 to the 5. Great move.
Good
Touchdown.
Second and 1.
Oh my goodness, what?
Bouncing outside, Sanders. Foot race time for Barry Sanders. And for
That
King,
is sick.
touchdown.
Sanders in the backfield. Sanders gets the draw.
Come on.
And
Like, how do you...
room to roam for Barry Sanders.
Wow.
And there he goes. A foot race with Fuller. And from behind, Fuller's got him, but he can't bring him down until he gets to the 5.
I can't. Like, this is insane.
There's a delay handoff to Sanders. Barry breaks out the 30. The race is on. Carl Lee is over there. Todd Scott misses the tackle, but he knocks it out of bounds.
10 minutes of this? I can't watch for 10 minutes, but look at this.
He just skips away from
It's just a bad dude against my Giants. My Giants. I own the team. He caught him though. Kennard, Terry Kennard.
Barry Sanders.
Look at Barry go.
Kicks it outside. Big yard.
Just such a bad dude. Such a bad dude. Look at the cutting. It's my favorite stuff. Right here. It's just like,
I tell you what, this guy has moves on his moves.
it's just a ridiculous.
First
way to
and
cut.
10 from
You
the
don't see
41.
people move on a dime like that. You
And
can't move on a dime like that.
blasting out.
Look at that. He's moving full speed in different directions. Look at you can't. You gotta have some ankles for that, dude. I'm telling you. He probably had the most powerful legs and ankles in history. Look at this. He's breaking ankles everywhere he went.
About that 47-yard step, you better add a few more. Touchdown for Sanders, no flags.
What?
Mitchell gets to Sanders. Sanders.
Oh my goodness! Friggin' Barry!
Sanders inside the 10. Touchdown.
Look at that! You can't stop Barry Sanders. That dude is ghost. Cutting it like a knife. I'll tell you what, he's probably murdered. You have to imagine the way he moves. He could cut.
On the draw.
He went like 15 feet left on a slide. I just don't even know. I've never seen anybody else like this.
Pete will take the snap.
My father said Gail
to the
Sayers.
35 to the 40, to the 45 to the 50. Down the sideline, he may go. 20.
My father said that Gail Sayers was like that. I don't know if you guys remember Gail Sayers. Mother freaking heck! Elgato! Brr! Elgato, you know, you're in the way of a good show here. Only half a screen, no mark. Yeah. Elgato! Thank goodness I came back to ask you guys. Do you remember Gail Sayers? Because that was a guy.
15, 10, 5.
My dad, I haven't watched him.
Lion.
Possession for Detroit.
One more round.
With a scene.
Look at the cutting and the speed, like the explosiveness off the line at any time just bolts. That dude is nasty.
Game. Could it be here?
I'm gonna go and just cut, and now I'm gone.
And a lot
Good
more.
luck catching me. My name's Barry Sanders, by the way. This guy came out of nowhere. Holy cow. Who's that?
Most likely that means man-to-man. It helps them decide.
Oh my goodness.
Not till the 10-yard line.
Okay, I just want to see what Gail Sayers does for Sanders.
Sanders first down, touchdown. He's going to Painter. Touchdown, Detroit.
Kramer. The Barry spins free. Touchdown.
Okay, let's compare him. I never saw any Gail Sayers, but let's see. Now we're in a football game. How about that?
Eugene Saves, the Kansas Comet, and his groundbreaking and game-breaking talent shined like a supernova.
Waiting for the ball, Gail Sayers on the 4-yard line. Watch him. He's got
Still
the
doesn't move like Barry.
and he is off for that goal line.
His cuts are not
Coast
like
to
Barry.
coast,
Kobe's
a
cut like Barry.
96-yard touchdown
You
run.
saw he went like, his whole body took like 3 seconds to move. Barry moves his entire body in the second. I've never seen that.
Rams make the fatal mistake of booting the ball to Sayers on the ensuing kickoff. Now watch this. The Windy City Whippet rockets 97 yards to a touchdown and a lead the Bears never relinquished to the Rams.
He's great, don't get me wrong. He's freaking awesome. But he doesn't move his shoulders and his body in the directions of the cutting. I mean, maybe he does. Let's see. We're going to get a little more. Show us. Is he only a kick returner? Like, what are we doing here? He's just fast. Barry Sanders was fast too, but he could cut. Let's see, this is a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Wait, hold on. We're going to see that one. That was a good cut. I mean, that was pretty solid. But still, he's taller than Barry Sanders.
I loved watching him run. It's poetry.
Really, really good.
That's Gale Sayers on the 15-yard line. You can see him breaking away from that tackler.
That's pretty
Watch
solid
the
cut
moves
right
here.
there. Oh, wait a second. That was nasty.
Quick move.
Did you see that cut?
And watch the moves here.
Wait, hold on. That was Barry Sanders right there.
And watch the moves here.
He went around that dude nasty.
Quick move of Gale Sayers. Woo! He's off 85 yards for a touchdown.
Look at him doing the turn. Where are you guys? You couldn't stop me. Maybe I'm wrong. That was a pretty sick slide over there. He's playing like mud. You know, I gotta also say, this is interesting. The playing conditions were terrible back then. Look at the fields. Hilly Billy's favorite spectator sport is competition calculus. You know, if you can figure out the Pythagorean theorem in the moment without a calculator, but you're doing like 3-digit numbers, and then incorporating it into calculus, realm, I'm into that too. I'll tune in. Spectator sport, indeed. So, guys, Gale Sayers, Barry Sanders, who do you got? Who's better? Let's see. How a doctored picture of the Princess of Wales triggered a media crisis. What is the doctored picture? She took off her ring or something? Okay, we just have to figure out what the hell's the issue here. All right, I'm trying to figure out. Let's just see. Veteran photographer was out rowing on the River Thames in the rain Sunday when his phone started lighting up. The royal family had just released a photo of Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her 3 children officially greeting in honor of Mother's Day in Britain. And one of those arrived amid frenzied speculation about the future queen's striking absence from the public eye since the abdominal surgery in January. So they just threw the kids in, the picture of her? Is that what we're saying? Let's see. Clark is an expert of art and editing and retouching photos and friends and wanted his opinion on the image. He quickly noted some inconsistencies. What was up with Princess Charlotte's hand, which seemed distorted by the cuff of her sleeve? Why were her mother's fingers so blurry against the crisp knit of Prince Louis's sweater? Where those glints of professional catchlights in the family's eyes in a photo supposedly snapped by Prince William? The photo, Clark noted in a social media post that quickly went viral, contained numerous manipulations easily visible. He added, what were they thinking? Within hours, the major news wire service had circulated the palace photos. Companies such as Getty Images, Agence France Presse, and the Associated Press were asking clients to stop using it because of concerns that the image had been altered in violation of their ethical standards. And on Monday, Catherine apologized. Like many amateur photographers, she explained in an official statement, she had experimented with editing. Wait, she did this herself? I'd experimented with editing as the princess. I'm going to be the queen. I want to also be a photographer and editor of photographers. Photography editor. Anyway, incident highlighted a growing clash between 2 sets of media standards. One side, ever heightening expectations of celebrity perfection, smooth faces, cellulite-free. More coffee, please. On the other, certain ideals of journalistic transparency and integrity are increasingly under assault as artificial intelligence, deep fakes, and cries of fake news have wormed their way into culture. Wormed? Or just it's what we get? I freaking hate people. It also raised questions about whether an awkward crisis PR effort by Kensington Palace to address mounting anxiety and wild conspiracy theories about Catherine, whose last appearance was Christmas Day, had only exacerbated the situation. What were they thinking? Echoed Sally Bedell Smith, a royal biographer. If, as speculated, the photo was manipulated in a fairly major way, then it does create a rather large credibility problem. But I want to look a little closer at this picture now. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you can see the dress is weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's a big deal, but her hair, I guess. She cut her hair in a weird way. Who cares? Is it a zipper? Like, what are we looking at here? A zipper? I don't know. This is the stuff we have to concern ourselves with? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Christina Applegate says she is isolating to cope with grief amid her multiple sclerosis battle. I didn't know she had MS. Gosh almighty. Actresses Christina Applegate and Jamie Lynn Sigler, I did a radio show with her, are opening up for the first time together after the health battle they both share, multiple sclerosis. You know, I forgot Jamie Lynn had that as well. Applegate, 52, was diagnosed with the disease in 2021, told Good Morning America, Robin Roberts, that she's still grieving the news about her diagnosis. I'm not putting a timestamp on it. Gosh almighty. Robin Roberts, remember she was going through her own cancer battle? She's still kicking it. Good for her. Sigler was diagnosed over 20 years ago. She was 22. She said, wow, I didn't know that. I wake up every day reminded of it, but I get to a place where I will function a little better. You know, guys, I don't know if you understand what this is like. And she's got a cane now because of it. God almighty. Applegate walked on stage at the Emmys with an aid of a cane, assistance made necessary by MS, an autoimmune disease in which the body attacks myelin, the tissue that surrounds nerves, including those in the brain and spinal cord. It is an unpredictable disease, one that causes different symptoms with variable timing and frequency in different people. From fatigue, numbness, or tingling, weakness, dizziness, or vertigo, to rendering a person unable to write, speak, or walk in the most severe cases. Applegate and Sigler are sharing their journey with the disease in a new podcast titled Messy. Good for them that they're speaking out about, you know, how to go through this, how to deal with it. You know, honestly, it's I have a friend who suffers from MS, and I was hanging out with him one day, and he was telling me that because I said, you know, he was trying to explain to me what he has to deal with, and he said, you know, when your foot falls asleep? I said, yeah. He goes, imagine that's your entire body and it never stops. I think about that often. That every day, every moment of his life, he's feeling that numbness, that tingling that I can't stand when my foot falls asleep, my hand falls asleep, my arm is shaking, trying to get that feeling away. And that is I don't know, it's like the world, it's a weird, and it's a weird world. I can't understand why it works the way it works and why people suffer and why people have to either acquire or experience these things in their lives. Like, and it comes out of nowhere. That's the scariest thing about it, you know? Look at Christina and Jamie Lynn Sigler. So say a prayer for Christina Applegate, for Jamie Lynn, what they're going through, for my friend. It's think now, in this last year, how much has happened. Major family, personal heartbreaks and upcoming heartbreaks as well, you know, where, you know, things are going to eventually take place that are going to be, you know, heartbreaking and also going to change your life completely. And I think you have to find a way to balance yourself to get through those things, because they can also lead you to some of these issues. Stresses of our lives are what lead us to these autoimmune diseases and everything else. I think we bring them on with all the stress and all the frustration of the world and what they're spraying in the air, what they're putting in our food. Our food's not healthy anymore. I really wish sometimes I wish I was in the middle of the country. I really wish I could just take my family and move somewhere in the middle of the country and get some sort of farm, start going out there and milking cows and do MarkinsPires on the farm, you know? And all the food we eat is the same stuff that comes out of the earth in my backyard. Like, that's what I wish I could do. I'm in Connecticut. Stuck here in Connecticut, you know? So that's the reality of our lives. Sometimes we set ourselves, we put our feet in the ground, and then you're stuck there for a period of time. Sometimes it's stuck, sometimes you want to be there, but sometimes you are stuck and you can't go anywhere because you have obligations that you have that are bigger than you, bigger than your wants and hopes. But with what's coming, I really think the safest place to be is somewhere in the middle of this country. You know, someplace where you can have your own privacy, have enough land and a big fence, your own wall, and plenty of protection at that, you know. And you just do your own thing off the grid. Off the grid would be the ideal for each and every one of us. Harvey said, say, hey, at least you're stuck in Connecticut and not in Haiti. That is true. I could be in Haiti. That's the other thing that is really, really a scary thing is like we're born where God wants to put us, and you're born right where in the middle of a war or something like these things. You think about the ones that are born in like the ultimate of poverty, you know, like the hardest lives that you could ever imagine. They're born there and they have no choice but to live that life. Again, stuck in the location that they were born. Can't go because there's not enough money. You get paid $1 every 5 days. Like crazy. It's slave labor. There's parts of the world that are, it's like the Stone Ages. We take it all for granted because we have so much. I mean, internet, everything else we have. But there are places in this world that are like the Stone Ages. And there's slavery like it was 1,500 years ago, 500 years ago, 300 years ago. And we pretend like that's over in our country. And we pretend like there aren't issues bigger than what we dealt with 400 years ago going on right this very second. And let's not even equate it to the child endangerment we're seeing out there. Now, has that always been? Maybe. But now with the advent of internet and the ability to use things like Wayfair to sell a piece of furniture, that really means a person. You see that whole story from a few years ago? You could put in this little tag number on Wayfair and it would bring you to this piece of furniture that was like $1,987, like, or $10,940. You're buying a person. And it's like attached to a photo on like this other website. And you can see the person, the little kid you're buying. It's like, this is mental. Our focus is completely shifted to what's good and right, from what's good and right to what is pleasing for voters to hear. I heard the newest one, and I don't want to get into it, is that there's a potential on the table from the current administration to build housing for all of the people that have forced their way into our country over the last 4 years. And there's a really interesting conversation that took place on this, because they ask us for something like $285 billion to build housing, free houses for people that don't belong here. We have to buy our houses, we lose our houses, veterans don't get houses, but they want to give free houses to the potential voters that they need. When the last president was in, he just asked for $5 billion to finish off the wall. $5 billion. Both sides of the aisle. This is why I told you there's nobody on our side. There's nobody on the American people's side. Both sides are a bunch of dicks. And you had a guy who tried to protect us. He only needed $5 billion. He had to go and get money from military because they wouldn't even give him the $5 billion to do this. But it would have cost us $5 billion to secure that entire border. Now this guy who's there, who wants 4 more years, is asking for us to give $287 billion to build free houses for these people. Give them a free house, guys. Don't you? That seems fair, right? That seems fair. I'm sure you think that's fair. Is there anybody on either side of the aisle that's like, that's a good idea? Is there anybody on either side of the aisle would not agree and say, but wait, we didn't let the last president get $5 billion in order to secure the border. You want to take 45 times that and give it to people who don't belong here? Give them a free house? Top of the line amenities, I'm sure, internet, everything, and then also a stipend afterwards, monthly, like they've been doing. You know, I'm not getting into it specifically. I'm just saying I would like to know your impressions on this. If there's any single soul out there that's like, I think this is a great idea that we give free houses to the illegals, undocumented, whatever you want to call them. They're still illegals. You could try to whitewash it and call it undocumented. No, you came here illegally. My grandfather came here legally. His name is at Ellis Island on the wall. That's how you do it. The doors are big. You just show up at them and you let them know who you are. But when you come in and you're trying to do it sneaking, you're sneaking in, you don't get the rights of an American. You actually get better rights than an American citizen. Like, you're giving you a house. Come on in. You know, there was an idea floated by this same administration 2 years ago to give these families that are coming here illegally, undocumented, again, whatever you want to call them, give them $1 million, give them $450,000 per person because they were detained by the former president. Again, this is all about trying to make this administration look like they're good people or something. So they're going to give each person $450,000. The comparisons were made to how that's way more than anybody got for 9/11, from losing people in 9/11. And they're going to give that to people that don't belong here. So that happened, okay? They floated this idea. The administration was trying to do this. What did that do? Well, you see. How many people are here now? They're all like, I'm going. They're giving us $450K to come over the border. What are we doing? Why are we here in Nicaragua? What are we doing down here in Venezuela? When you offer ridiculous stuff to people to come in to your country, and you're like, we'll give you a house. Like that thing about the house right now, you don't think that's going out all over Central and South America? Oh, he's going to give a house if you come. $287 billion. Something crazy like this. 267, 287. I was like, whoa. And you know what? The thing is, if you guys have noticed, we haven't seen it in the news, have we? Let's do a refresh here. Let's see if they're talking about it at all. I wonder if we'll see anything about that. Wow, look at this. This guy's $350,000 for Bitcoin, they're saying. They said $1 million a few years ago. I was like, I should have bought some, man. Bitcoin surged to above 72,000, a new all-time high, but that's far from the peak expected by some who track the world's largest cryptocurrency. Lender Standard Chartered anticipates Bitcoin will reach $100,000 by the end of the year. Ooh. Research firm Fundstrat has a target range of 116 to 137,000, and hedge fund Skybridge predicts 170,000 by April 2025. People think we're nuts, and that's fine. But I don't think we're nuts, and that's why we have such a big position, Anthony Scaramucci, founder, CEO of Skybridge Capital, told Yahoo Finance. Wow. Some on Wall Street say it's difficult to estimate the future price of Bitcoin because there's no intrinsic value, and most big firms with large research arms are currently staying away from setting targets. JP Morgan Jamie Dimon said, it's a pet rock. Bitcoin is like art, said Wall Street research analyst who requested anonymity. There's no way to come up with a target. That hasn't stopped other financial firms from trying, setting price significantly higher than it is today. Of course they're going to do that. VanEck recently scrapped its $80,000 target for 2024 as it began hitting all-time highs. However, the firm's medium target of $350,000 still holds. This is insane. $72,000. Man, I wish I had Bitcoin. You know, but like, there's the thing. Just goes to show you how I feel about it. I am not one who feels safe doing these things. Like, I don't know how it works. Goes back to if someone's going to go buy a piece of real estate and they're doing it on their own, mental. Call me. I do it every day. But if you're going out there and you're trying to go and buy Bitcoin and do it, I have no idea when to do it. But I do remember there was a period of time, maybe like a year and a half ago, where Bitcoin went down to like $16,000. I remember looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to go much lower than that. And I didn't buy any, but I also don't understand how these exchanges work, and like you got to have like this separate key and all this weird stuff. I don't know. I think it's better off If you're going to do that, you give it to a financial firm to allocate different things and diversify. I still don't know. I think Bitcoin may be the best thing ever created because it's going to be, completely separate from the man. If it winds up going the way it's going to go and they eliminate the cash, the greenback, and it's all digital, then Bitcoin will go up to $350,000. It will go up to $1 million because then it does have intrinsic value. It does have a stake, So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? $72,000 Bitcoin. I'm sure. I know a guy who he was a plumber. He started buying Bitcoin when it was like $50. All right. And he went from being a plumber to retiring. 10 million bucks he made during that whole boom 2 years ago. So his Bitcoin went from whatever it was as he's building and buying them over the years, and then he's worth 10 million bucks. Now it went down, but came back up. He's probably worth more, clearly, because I don't think you sell it when you're in that position. You've got that sitting there, just like it's safe. And you're just spending off of it. I don't know, but that's a smart guy to just say, you know what? There's maybe something here. I'm just going to buy a little bit here. Buy $50. I'll keep buying. Going up to $250. Maybe I'll buy a little more. And he just was smart about that. I don't know how many Bitcoin he owns, but he bought a ton when it was worth nothing and kept buying it. And now he's able to enjoy that, enjoy not having to go and run piping in a house for the rest of his life. So good for him. So smart, For me, I think it's going to have to be the beat seat because I don't have the mental capacity to go in and learn finance in order to understand when and why to buy things and how to sell them. I just don't have what it takes for that. Right now, I support my family. That's what I do. I sell real estate and support my family. Mark, new business idea, Joe NFT. That would be hilarious. A Joe NFT. Are NFTs even out anymore? Is anybody still doing the NFT thing? Because you have to figure it's probably not a big deal. I'm going to give you guys a quick link I want you to see. This right here is my new channel. This is brand new. I just created this earlier. So let me give you the link. Very funny. Modoc gave me the name last night. Mark Has Wood. It's a new woodworking show where I'm going to be creating little things like the cutting boards and doing the laser engraving, all kinds of stuff, and showing you guys how I do it. And just because I do whittle, besides the beat seat, I'll do a lot of beat seat building as well, but built speakers. Anytime I see something now, I'm like, I think I could build that out of wood. So I may just film all that stuff and release it on the Mark Has Wood channel. And we'll go live there as well and do some live streaming while I'm building. So just the concept. I want to see if I can diversify what we do here. This is a variety show. In all rights, there should be a MarkinsPires comedy channel, MarkinsPires music channel, MarkinsPires, and whatever I decide to do that night is where I go live. You know what I mean? That would be the ideal. Because then we could just niche it out. Now guys, I'm done with the music. Let's shut it down. I'll see you over on the comedy channel. I'm going live there right now. Double-decker style. Everybody just slides right over, I don't think that's possible, but I do think it'd be good to have specific channels for things. Like I got to do the real estate channel too. That one I need a good name for. Anybody have a good name for the real estate channel? That I need some help with. That was awesome name. Unbelievable. Can I build a Lamborghini? I like that idea. I'm gonna try to build a Lamborghini. I think I could just kind of lop that off. I don't have to cut the inside, right? Just to show you the form of it. I could probably do that. The Lamborghini. That's one of my favorite stories. That the Lamborghini was originally like a truck company. They used to do farm work machines. It's Lamborghini, they did all the farm work machines. So if you are there and you're milling some sort of huge field in order to get it ready to plant, they have these huge tractors. They were all built by Lamborghini. Lamborghini goes in and to buy a Ferrari, and they gave him an attitude or something, and something weird happened. I actually should look into that one for you. And this guy, he went home and decided to build a better car. That was his concept. He's like, screw you guys if you're going to be like that. Like they made a comment about how you're just like a tractor guy. Like, you know, you can't drive this car. Something weird. And so he went and he built the Lamborghini. They still make tractors, Hilly said. You see that? Tractors, that's what it was. So tractor guy turns into a supercar builder. And it was just to give the old FU to the Ferrari, the builder of Ferrari. Dino Ferrari, is that what it was? So pretty cool story. I like that. I like when someone says you can't do something. There's a quote I wrote way early in the show, and it's when someone says you can't. When someone says you can't, thank them for the smile. No, hold on, it's not what it is. Can't believe I was saying that wrong. Now I want to find the quote. Quotes. When someone says you can't, smile and thank them for the fuel. That's what it is. Think about that. When someone says you can't do something, smile and thank them for the fuel. Because they just gave you something to use. Look at my favorite thing about Michael Jordan. They were telling me that Jordan had this other gear. He was amazing at all times. I mean, there were times he's just kind of running through the motions, probably tired, 72 games a year. And every once in a while, somebody would piss Jordan off on the court. They'd talk crap. They'd do something that got under his skin, a coach, a player. And then all of a sudden, this dude would turn on this whole other level where everybody on the court's just like standing still. It's like that. I mean, they're trying their best to stop him. And this dude's running all over everybody. Elgato. They explained there was a fear of Jordan. And it wasn't a fear because Jordan's going to beat you up physically. He's going to make you look so bad in front of your family. That was like the real thing they were worried about. And they didn't want to piss him off because everybody else that gets pissed off, most of the time, almost everybody else falls off their game. If you look at this new guy, LeBron James, amazing athlete, amazing basketball player. But when the pressure's put on his shoulders, you've seen him fold time over time. And this is just because he's not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the guy who would take that pressure and he would become the best in the world in that moment. And he would get the job done. Now, we remember the wins, but he made a point once that he'd missed X amount of game-winning shots. So it's like, he didn't make them all. But the ones that really mattered, the finals, Game 6, all these different very important moments where you need to make that shot or you're going home, buddy. He made all of those. And that's the stuff that really counts. Not the game, you know, mid-season, you're dropping a 3 at the buzzer and it doesn't count. You know, he did that against Bird. He drops a 3, he's falling into the stands. He throws a 3 up as the buzzer's going. He makes it. They say, nope, no basket. And they lose the game. And I'm like, that would have been 3 more points for Jordan in his entire career. Like, that was a beautiful shot, too. They should have given it to him because it was the most amazing shot. But they called it no points, and it was like right at the buzzer, so it was debatable. But like I said, there was a fear that went out when you play Jordan. And it wasn't because he's bigger than you, he's stronger than you. It's because he had a different work ethic. He had a different will to win. And that's something you couldn't take from that dude. And that's why he became the greatest. That dude worked for it. That's why Kobe Bryant was so great. He worked for it. These people, a lot of these people get to that level, and they say, okay, now I'm going to take my foot off the gas. I'm there. I'm going to go make my 7 points a game. I'm going to go and take my $30 million that I signed my deal for. And they don't have any longevity in their career because they don't put the time in. They're not there working it. Your craft have to consistently work that thing, get better and better, you know? So anyway, that's, I guess I'd say, the news for the morning, 11:25. We did an hour. Oh, goodness. You guys know I'll be back later on for part 2, of course. Live music, comedy, and some inspiration. If there's any more news to get into, we will. As I said, this is intentionally no politics when we talk about this, the news here. I did get into that little thing about the border earlier, but that's just because I'm concerned about us. I'm concerned that we're going to now build houses for people that don't belong here. And when I say don't belong here, I mean you have every right to be here if you come in the way you should. But you don't belong here if you're just coming across and we don't know who you are and you don't follow our laws and our rules. You don't belong. We follow the law and the rules of this country. We're American citizens. There's a value to that. And when you just say it doesn't mean anything, you could come across the border, here's the money, here's a home, and they don't follow your rules and law, I mean, this is when you lose your country. So I'm worried. I'm worried that they're not thinking about these things. This is how countries are taken over. It's literally how it's done. They just pour through a border and then they're like, well, we got it. We can stay in control. You guys realize every major civilization has fallen. Every single superpower that's ever existed has fallen at some point. I guess you could say China hasn't. I mean, it's still been there for so long. But the Romans, you got the Henry. I mean, everybody who's ruled, you're like, oh, this reign will last forever. No, Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan. All these things come to an end. The United States is one of the greatest experiments in history, and it's been 270 years, whatever it's been. And I want it to continue on, guys, but we have to come back to reality. It's us, not them. Don't let them control where this goes. We control where it goes. You have to wonder how anybody out there is like that. You know what? I want 4 more years of giving almost $300 billion of free houses to people and forget about our veterans, forget about the people in this country who need houses. You know, this whole push a few years ago that Elon Musk should take $9 billion and stop world hunger, $9 billion, they want to give $270 billion to houses, to house people that don't belong here, when you could solve world hunger 10, 20 times over. If it's only $12 billion to do it, I think the numbers are insane. These numbers it's play money, it's monopoly money. But for us to give that away, the government doesn't make any money. They take our money and that's how they pay for all these things. And then they don't even have enough to pay for it all. If you see that national debt just keeps rising. It never is like, oh, okay, it's just this. That's it. It's never getting knocked down. I wonder if on tax day, does it get knocked down? Probably not. Helen, you rock. Thank you so much for being here. Let me say goodnight to you guys, or not goodnight, good afternoon to you. I'll be back later. Remember, Mark has wood. Oh, goodness. I'm a goose. I'm glad I went with that title. Thank you, my friend, Modoc, for giving me that name. It's a great name. Let's see, I'm just popping open the stream real quick so I can say goodbye to you. I'll try to be back later. Thank you. If you guys are here, can you please hit the like while you're here? Leave a comment if you don't mind. I'll try to be back later. It does help the show, and we'd love to see if we could try to get a ton of comments after each of these shows. Leave likes and I'd love to see 100 likes in every video. That would be amazing. We'd have to get more than 100 views though first. Oh goodness. 1,898 days in a row. Still can't get 100 views per live. How about that? YouTube. You rascals, YouTube. What? Oh, I'm harmful to your viewers. That's right. George R., my brother. Helen Gale Townsend. Hilly Billy, my brother. Megan Girl. Trish Killian. Gosh, this show got long. 11:30, guys. I got to get to the day and start selling some real estate. If you guys ever need any help in the real estate world, please keep me in mind. No matter where you are in the country, I can help. I can find you a great agent in Nevada, in Mississippi, in Alabama, California, anywhere. Just make sure you reach out and let me know what you need, and I'll do the work on my side. Outside of that, let me see who's over here on the talk. Katriana, how are you? Good to see you. And Dion, you stayed till the end, my friend. Dean, can't see without my glasses, Dean. Dean, you rock. Head over to the Tube, head over to X, head over to Rumble, give us a subscribe on all those channels. Helen, thank you so much. Nothing wrong with hope, George. I'm gonna keep delivering it. There's about wood, Mark. Oh, thank you, Helen. Yeah, guys, my new woodworking channel on YouTube is called Mark Has Wood. So make sure you subscribe to that as well. We have a lot of channels on YouTube. Get to Know America, MarkinsPires, MarkinsPires TV, The Beat Seat, Mark Has Wood. Not literally. I'm just, I cut a bunch of wood, guys. Go check it out on the site. I'll be delivering more to that channel and maybe going live from the woodworking studio at some point. It's downstairs in the garage. Oh, goodness. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I bet houses in Haiti are cheap right now. Harvey, you're hilarious. They're just giving them away, Harv. Just like here. That's what, they expected. You come across, I want the stipend. I want a house. No, I don't want that house. I want that one over there. The 4 stories with the pool. Golf course membership included. They're giving memberships out to the golf course. You got to go away. Oh, put the link up. Yeah, let me see it. I think this was it. There it is. You got to go away. Thank you guys. I'll see you later.